Hi everyone, I welcome you all for this video lecture on selecting the most qualified candidate. So I am Rajkumar, Assistant Professor from Department of Information Technology, Dr. S.N.S. Rajalakshmi College of Arts and Science. This topic, selecting the most qualified candidate, comes under the subject IT infrastructure and management operations. So the purpose is to ensure that the hiring decisions make sure that it aligns with the organization's goals and job requirements. At the same time, we are going to identify the key skills necessary for the specific designation. It's made sure that it's properly employed, and we make sure that the right candidate is hired. So, what is the importance of hiring in the most qualified candidate? It directly impacts the performance of the team, then the organization culture, and it also makes sure that the productivity is higher, and it makes sure that if we reduce a high qualified and the right person, it reduces the turnover and the recruitment costs because we need not go for the recruitment once again. So here we are going to identify the criteria, then the screening process and the interviewing process, and the appropriate skills are being analyzed or not, and whether the employee is evaluated based upon the cultural fit for the particular organization, because organizational culture varies from organization to organization, and we are making sure that the references are being properly analyzed and making sure that the corresponding candidate has produced the correct information or not, and then we are going to make the final decision whether to recruit the person or not. So first one is the selecting the or writing down the clear selection criteria, where it makes sure that the job description and the corresponding is properly circulated and it is available to all candidates and they are being properly evaluated. So it provides a consistent framework to evaluate all the candidates. So we have to make sure to identify the key essential skills and the proper qualifications and experience for the job description. We also have to make sure that there should be a must have competency, and we also make sure that it is being properly prioritized, and we have to make sure that whatever competencies we are going to frame, it aligns in criteria with the organizational goals and team needs. Okay, for example, if you are recruiting for an IT field, we are going to make sure that the technical skills needed for particular employee should be Python, cloud computing, at the same time problem solving skills. So this needs to be clearly framed and informed. Then the screening process. So we have to narrow down the application from the resumes or applications received, and we have to make a short list of the corresponding candidates or the list of candidates who are going to be called for the final process. So here the resumes has to be reviewed for whether they are having the proper experience and qualifications. Nowadays, we use application tracking systems. We can use certain keywords to filter resumes and shortlist candidates. And initial phone call screenings can also be performed to make sure that the communication is properly circulated and make sure that the employees are available for the interviews. So nowadays, if you are having for the screening process, you can just mention that the corresponding potential employees or the people who are coming for the interview should possess a certification in AWS cloud solutions or certified solutions architect. So this can be circulated as a mandatory skills needed, so that it can be filtered based upon the certifications. Next, interviews should be properly structured, and we should make sure that a fair and objective evaluation of candidates are being done. We can use standardized questions with respect to the job criteria, and we can also put on some questions to check their behavioral and other standards. And diverse interviews should be used to reduce the bias. So, for example, a question like "How would you handle a system outage?" can be thrown on to an employee for to assess their problem solving skills. Next is assessing the skills and competencies. So, what are the specific jobs or tasks to be performed by that employee? Those can be discussed. And technical tests and coding challenges can be given for IT roles. And case study and problem solving skills can be measured by throwing some questions to them. And role specific assessment can also be done for specific domains. Then comes the cultural fit. So we have to make sure that the company values and the team dynamics are properly being discussed and the employee accepts for that. And we can ask like work style and collaboration and values being implemented by those employee. And we can also observe the interpersonal skills during the interview. And for example, we may involve the team members in the recruitment process also. And to go for the final decision, we have to collect the feedback from all the processes, for example, interview, tests, and references. And we have to have a proper scoring system and we have to give the proper marking and we can compare and judge objectively. Then we have to consider for a long term potential employee so that the organization strategic goals are properly implemented. The best practices can be involving the stakeholders in the final decision, and comparatively a balanced decision can be taken from the technical skill and cultural fit and potential, and communication skills and communicate decisions also properly employed, and it should be properly communicated in a professional way. So this is how an corresponding employee can be recruited, and we have to make sure that we are recruiting a employee who will be working here with for a long term. At the same time, he is having all the competencies needed for that job role. I hope this session was very useful. We will meet in the next session. Thank you.